Hi friends, thank you so much for being here. And if you're new, welcome. I'm going to reintroduce myself. I haven't done that in quite some time. My name is Elise, Alice, spelled like Elise, and I'm Dominican, non-binary, from the South, but currently living on the West Coast. And on this channel, we only support cruelty-free makeup and other teens. We mostly do get ready with me's mixed in with some reviews here and there. And today's video, I'm gonna be doing an almost full face of REM Beauty. I got almost everything for a full face. I think the only things I'm missing is I don't have their mascara, I don't have any of their eyebrow products or their eyeliners. I also don't have their setting spray, but everything else we got covered. So if you want to see what a full face of REM Beauty looks like, pros, cons, swatches of everything, and my top recommendations from the brand, then let's go. I have been a stan of Ariana for the past 6 years. I've always been a fan of her. Regardless of that, I'm going to be very honest and critical and offer helpful information if you're interested in this brand. If you have been wondering, if you want to know what's worth your money and what's not, this is the video for you. I have already posted, actually recently, I just posted showcasing their new Hyper Nova blushes and bronzers, but I have done more content on REM Beauty that I will link somewhere either here or down in the description box below. To start off, I'm going to prime my face with these two products. This is their blurring primer, and this is their cooling eye balm. This blurring primer is a part of my Project Pan. It's one of those dimethicone, silicone kind of primers, very good for blurring and filling in pores. This is also hydrating, but if I'm being honest, their prep products for me are not worth the money, especially because I am dry and acne prone. I don't have big pores in this area, so for me, a product like this is actually kind of pointless, but this isn't my Project Pan, so I am going to use it up. It feels nice. However, I will say, Wet n Wild Impossible primer does exist, and it's only like $5. I don't think this is a necessity, and same thing with the cooling eye balm. I do prefer this over the blurring primer. It's also the same kind of texture, just more stiff. I do prefer this over the blurring primer only because of the experience, not really because this is life-changing. This is a mid-tier brand. It's not high-end and it's not drugstore. Majority of their products are going to be $20 to $30. Good thing is these have never broken me out. They don't really prolong the wear of my makeup. They're just good products if you want a very smooth and blurred canvas, but personally for what I'm looking for, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm looking for hydration and longevity when it comes to prep. So these are cute, but they're just all right. I am going to use one of their sweetener concealers to prime the lids for eyeshadow. I have two shades. This sweetener concealer in medium 7N. This is actually the very first product I bought from them, and if I compare it to my newer one, I do also have medium 3W. If you look at the comparison, I have used this quite a bit. I actually do quite like this concealer, specifically for spot concealing. I don't really prime my lids for eyeshadow with this, but just for the sake of today's video, I will. They also do come with these cute little spatulas. However, I have made this critique before. I wish that the cap had a little indentation where you could just like click this into place. That would make it so much more travel friendly, or if you just want to put this in your makeup bag or your purse. Here are the two sweetener concealer shades. So this one is going to be medium 7N. This one is medium 3W. And they don't have a powder as of right now, so I am going to set that concealer with my trusty one size powder. This is actually really nice as a foundation. It's extremely full coverage. It will cover any acne, discoloration, hyperpigmentation. Now onto eyeshadow. This is where the brand lost me. I have tried their liquid shadows. I've tried both the matte and the shimmer formula. I do not recommend their eye products. I haven't tried their mascaras or their pencil eyeliners, but their liquid eyeliner, it's a good formula, but the applicator is god-awful. And then we have their palettes. This is a $24 palette. I ended up getting this 50% off. It was like last year's like Ulta Spring 21 Days of Beauty. I believe I got this for half off, so it was $12. And it comes with 6 shades. This is vegan, cruelty-free. Their packaging is recyclable. The packaging is nice. I know in the beginning people were hating on the packaging. The packaging is actually nice. Like, this has some weight to it. This is not worth $24. So this is their baby doll palette. I'm going to go into this matte light brown first in the crease. Next, I'm going to go into this reddish brown. These mattes are actually really nice. They're very soft and buildable. It's not full pigmentation. My issue is with these shimmers. Now, these are not really shimmers. These are just like the softest hint of satin, and I do wish that they had more impact. They feel amazing. Like, these eyeshadows genuinely feel so soft and smooth. But as you can tell, there's very little shine. Now I'm going into the darkest matte in the palette, and I'm going to deepen both the outside and inner part of the lid. I'm going to go into this satin shade and put that right in the middle. I would just skip over their eye products. There are other brands and palettes and eyeshadows that are way worth your time and money in this price range, or way cheaper at drugstores. Moving on to foundation. This is one of my favorite products from the brand, their Sweetener Foundation. I am going to mix in some of my Halo Glow liquid filter in medium olive 3.5. And then I'll take about half a pump of the Sweetener Foundation. So it looks something like that. And it's definitely not heavy. I just prefer a light to medium coverage for every day. Now, if you are going to be photographed or going to an event and need full beat, but not look cakey and not look dry and not even get like any cracks, this foundation is going to be your best friend. I have dry skin and I freaking love this. Even when I don't mix it in with anything, it is so nice. I really struggle with getting cracks right here in my smile lines. Product really likes to sit and settle, and especially in this area, right in the nook of the nose, this foundation does not do that. I also do have their sponge. It's very dirty because I've been using this every single time I do my makeup for the past like 3 months. This is a nice sponge. It's not as expensive as the Beauty Blender, but it's definitely not a necessity. Like, if you really want to support the brand, or if you just want to collect REM beauty products like the Infinity Stones, this is a good sponge. I'm going to turn my ring light off. So this is only using natural lighting, and you can see what this skin is giving. Now I'm going to go into the Sweetener Concealer in medium 3W underneath the eyes. And I'll basically blend this in solely with my finger, because underneath the eyes, this product really needs that. I like the coverage, and it is actually really thin. This is for a pot concealer. It's not thick at all. I turned my lights off again so you guys can really see the difference. So just put a little bit. So it definitely does correct. It is full coverage. I definitely don't recommend this concealer underneath the eyes, especially if you are starting to get like fine lines. This is definitely not the concealer for that. Really, I only like to use this on the face. Off of camera, I did go ahead and set that concealer and went ahead and set my chin, around the nose, and a little on the forehead with my One Size translucent setting powder. Now we're moving on to where I think the brand excels the best. If you're going to look in any category for REM Beauty, their cheek products slay. I'm not going to talk about their highlighters too long because if you've been here for any amount of time, or if you click on a random video of mine, I'm probably using Miss Mercury, and recently Honeymoon High. This is a limited edition color, has been my favorite blush topper. I love these. I think they're worth every penny. Even if you have mature skin, this is going to just sit beautifully. It's an extremely thin powder, and you can really layer these up, especially if you either top them with setting spray, or if you go in with setting spray before and then put this on top, it will be extremely bright. Next, let's talk about the new Hypernova Satin Matte Bronzer. This is the Ulta Beauty Bronzer Brush number 21, and I just go and I lay my brush in the pan all over, so it's got an even coating of the product. You can build them up, but I just really like that they're just very soft. They can be extremely subtle if you want them to be. Okay, I'm gonna turn my lights off so you can see. So when I put down my brush, it applies like the full pigment, and you might be like, holy shit, like what am I gonna do? But just watch. Where did it go? Powder bronzer gets my stamp of approval. But they also have stick blushes, which I have been a fan of from the beginning. As you can tell, this one in the middle compared to the other ones is my favorite. Like, this is one of my favorite blushes of all time. Honestly, what I thought they were going to do is come out with the bronzer slash contour versions of these. I'm hoping they still do. Like, I'm still wanting that from the brand, like the cream bronzer contour sticks in this format. Like, I like this packaging, and you get a ton of product. So I swatched these stick blushes. This first one is Audition. This one is my favorite color. This is Front Row Center, and then this one is Opening Night. You can go in just straight from the stick like this, and I will just show you that they don't just stick down to that one place. It's very easy to diffuse that, but I do prefer to take the stick and paint it onto my brush. These are super pigmented and super long wearing. They are like a satin matte kind of formula. They're not glowy, but they don't look dry no matter what you put them on. But going back to the powder blushes, so this one is my favorite out of the two. This is Rose on Mars, or is it Rose? I'm not quite sure. I kind of want to say Rose on Mars. And then this one is Skinny Dipped. I'm gonna go in with Rose on Mars. And the way that they describe these is perfect. So they say this is kind of like a soft blur powder with pigment. Like, if you just had like a very soft blurring pressed powder, but just in blush shades, like that is exactly correct. It just makes like whatever you put this on top of, it really does blur and soften. And this is coming from somebody that has never been a powder blush person. I just, for a while, I like actually didn't like them, and this is making me like powder blush because it's not dry at all. Like, satin matte is a very good description, and I wear these by themselves. I usually don't layer them like I did today. I just did it for the sake of this video, but I've been wearing these by themselves, and after 8 hours, they're still there. Like, I think this is my favorite launch that they've done, but I think like this formula is actually impressive and definitely one of their best products. Okay, I'm back. So off of camera, I applied a lash. My favorite lashes of all time, Ardell 257. If you have hooded eyes, if you have small eyes, if you like a tapered on the inner corner flare, these are perfect. I also did set my face with the Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. I put some of the Miss Mercury highlighter on the inner corner, and then I took those 3 matte shades that we went in with on the top of the lid and smudged that on the lower lash line, and then I went ahead and applied my mascara. The final category is lips, and cheeks and lips is really where REM Beauty excels and stands out to me. So I have 4 different formulas. Spoiler alert, this is one of my favorite products from the brand and my top recommendation in their lip category. They're On Your Collar plumping lip glosses. These are the truth. If you've been looking for the truth, here it is. These are the truth. Then we have their lip liners. This is my second favorite formula. However, I do think this is kind of polarizing. This is one of my longest wearing lip pencils, but it is almost like a sticky texture. It does have tack to it, and it's a thicker texture. And then I have one of their liquid lipsticks. This one has like a tackiness. It's not full on sticky, but whenever I wear this, I do feel the need to like set it down completely with a setting powder, and then it's beautiful. But if I don't, it will fade off. It fades off naturally, but it's an imperfect product. There's definitely some alterations to be made, so I would just skip on these. I have one of their On Your Collar classic lipsticks. So this is one of the thin bullet. I haven't tried the regular bullet lipsticks. The shades that they have in their color cosmetics is stunning. I really love the colors that they choose. This is a nice lipstick, but I will say you don't get a lot. I don't use this very often because I'm not a lipstick girly. But if you are a lipstick girly, these are really nice. And they smell like their lip products, or not all of their lip products, but their lipsticks and their liquid lipsticks. Like, bury these with me, because if you know what the MAC lipsticks smell like, if you know, you know. MAC lipsticks, it's the best scent ever to exist. This is the same scent, but like on crack, like even better if you can imagine. However, these two are what I'm gonna recommend to you. I have repurchased this lip liner, and I don't do that with a lot of lip liners, not really limited edition. Like I was saying. So this is one of their limited edition Thank You Next glosses, and this is in the shade Thank You Next. This is still available at Ulta. VCR is my favorite in just the flat lip color ones they have, but this one and Thank You Next. If you are into like that shimmery like 90s lip, this is it. I'm obsessed. This is what basically a full face of REM Beauty looks like. I'll turn off my light so we can really see what the skin is giving. I feel like this gives very soft glam, and I love a soft glam. This lip. Okay, top 3. This is really hard, so I am going to mention my honorable mentions. But first, out of the top 3 recommendations from the brand, the Sweetener Foundation. This has been my go-to foundation ever since I tried this last year, and I just don't see us parting ways. I don't see us ever breaking up. I know that these just launched, but this blush just has me changing my ways. Like, it's really changing how I feel about powdered cheek products. For a product to really make me feel like that, when my whole makeup life I have never been into powder blushes, and now I'm into powder blushes. And lastly, their On Your Collar plumping lip glosses, specifically this one that I'm wearing, is just so much fun, but these are super high quality. The plumping effect is not strong at all. This is like a minty feeling. It's not like a hot burning feeling. It fills in the lines of your lips, and these actually do stay quite a while. Like, they cling onto your lips. I just reach for these constantly, so that's how I know they're one of my favorites. Honorable mention to their stick blushes. Before the powder blushes came out, I would have said this instead. And of course, this highlighter. I think basically anyone who likes highlighter and wears highlighter, you're going to like this. It's just versatile in the way that you want to wear it. If you just want a very subtle sheen, or you can really amp it up, especially if you wet your brush or you set your face. This is just such a refined, classy product. Tell me what you guys think about this brand. Have you tried anything from REM Beauty? And if you have, let me know your favorite products down below. Let's discuss. And if you want more makeup tutorials, more Get Ready With Me's, reviews, and other makeup things, then like, comment, subscribe. I am sending you guys so much love and light. And I will see you in the next one.